So it's quite early in the morning on Easter Sunday, and I thought I'd make a start cutting down this big cherry tree in our garden. I've got my secateurs, my pruning saw, which is quite small for this size of a tree. I'm not really too sure how it's going to go, but I thought I'd just make a start and see how far I get. And I'm going to be as quiet as possible because it's still quite early and I think the neighbours might be asleep. So I've been cutting the tree down for about 2 hours now and it's looking pretty good. I think most of one side is down and I just need to finish the other side. And I have a little break. I'm having a vegan Magnum, which is really tasty. And yeah, I'm going to get back to cutting the tree down. So the tree is pretty much down. It wasn't actually too hard to cut down in the end. But what we've got left is this big stump with maybe about 5 big stems coming out of it. Maybe not 5, a few big stems coming out of it. And the idea is I'm going to dig this stump out and lay it on its side on the ground and then build a log pile around it. And this will be a really good habitat for wildlife, and we'll grow things like woodland plants growing out of it. I've been trying to dig it out for the last 2 or 3 hours, and it's quite difficult because it's a big tree. The tree's apparently been there for about 30 years. So the sun's going down now, and I don't think I'm going to get it finished tonight, but I'll try again tomorrow and see how far I get. I've been cutting around the tree for quite a few hours this morning, and I've been cutting I've been cutting big roots under the ground, like these big buttress roots with my saw and with the spade. And it's good because at last, now I've got to the point where if I push the tree trunk, the whole trunk moves just a little bit. So I think I'm going to get the tree out today. It's good. Well, that's it, all done. Thankfully, my parents turned up just for a drink and they offered to help, and I really wouldn't have been able to do it by myself because that tree trunk is just so heavy. And my dad had this idea that we could use the sleepers from the raised beds as levers to get the tree into position, to first of all to lift it up and then to push it back into position. And it was really hard work and I'm really tired. So I'm going to go and have food and then have a sleep. And I'm going to start making the log pile probably maybe tomorrow or the day after, if I feel rested enough. I began by levelling the area where I was going to build the log pile. I then started placing the biggest logs from the cherry tree directly onto the soil next to the stump. After a short while, I remembered that I should have put the wood chip down first. I poured a bag of wood chip over the logs and brushed it through onto the ground below. I got this wood chip for free from a local tree surgeon who was giving it away. The wood chip isn't essential, but I wanted to mulch around the garden paths and the area around the log pile with it, so I thought I should probably go underneath the log pile as well. I then carried on adding logs however I thought it looked good. I filled any big gaps with smaller logs. I actually started a smaller log pile on the side of the main one. I just thought it looked nice, so that's why I did it. Although the pile felt fairly sturdy, I decided to drive 2 strong branches into the ground to catch any logs that might try and roll off. I then planted some plants around the log pile. On the sunny south-facing side, I planted a geranium madurence, 2 salvias, 2 thyme plants, and some sweet peas which I'm hoping will climb over the log pile. And on the shady side, I planted some pulmonaria and a bugle. I also planted a hazel tree, which I'm hoping will grow over the top of the log pile within a few years. This should be a better sized tree for our garden than the old cherry tree, and we'll be able to coppice it and use this wood for plant supports. And this is what the log pile looked like when I was finished.